Kristin, Burritt, good morning, afternoon, evening. It doesn't matter. Here in Austin, real Austin, could be any time of the day, and we are ready to rock and roll for you. Talk to me. How's your day going?
How much coffee have you had today, David?
Zero, zero, zero. This is my new personality. Hyped.
Hyped? I like
Always
the
hyped.
beanie. I like the beanie. It's a look.
It is a look. Let's look from the side.
It looks like we planned it too. Isn't there like a blue
Another
on your
side.
sweatshirt?
There's a what?
Your sweatshirt has like blue on it and my shirt is blue. It looks like we
Yeah.
color coordinated.
You
Except
don't got to, you don't have to lie, Craig.
I look like teacher and you look like hip hop artist, maybe? I don't know.
Where were you going for the sexy teacher look?
No, no,
I'm
no.
going for the unemployed. Employ me.
You're going
For
for
free.
the endorsement from Under Armour, I think.
I know
It's your
we
second
should
time.
since we have like 3 million viewers, we should like kind of blur it out and then have them pay us a sponsorship.
Mhm.
I think it'll be cool.
Absolutely.
So talk to me. How's your day been going?
Actually, it's been good. It's been productive. I love a good productive day when I get lots of things done. I've got college friends coming in from out of town next week. So trying to get the house ready for that.
It's never ending, isn't it?
It's
How
never
little things come up in the house where you're just like, oh shit, I have to do this. Oh shit, the patio. Oh, and you go
Yeah,
crazy.
that's the truth about home ownership. No joke. Actually, okay.
But be honest, why do you do it though? Like, what is important for you in terms of, because you're doing it because they're coming over, but would you do it when nobody's there and it's just you and your family? That's the thing. And that's the
Well,
conversation that I actually had with my wife. Why are we like, why do we do this only when we have company?
that's been a regular conversation for, 26 years of marriage. The reality is, as I've gotten older and don't have itty bitty little kids, I like a clean, organized home is calming to me. So I do regularly try and maintain and keep things up. But there are some projects that just suck so badly that without the motivation of a stranger being in your home or a family member, actually they're not a stranger, so but someone else outside the family being in your home, you don't have, it's hard to get that motivation to get up and do it. So we had like damaged baseboards. That's not, baseboards is not a fun or glamorous job. It
Wow.
is grueling. And Tom was determined to do it himself, and they've been bad for a year and a half. It took this visit for him to finally do it.
Yeah.
So
So the conclusion is more people need to come and visit us to our house. If anybody's listening, just give me a call. Tell me, hey, showing up 5 p.m. That way I can get my shit together and
it's
start
true.
working on stuff.
It's true. And you know what? I love this particular college friend is great because she just has like a great sense of humor. And I remember like the first time we visited her, she already lived in Chicago and we were about to move there. And so she talked about like two different kinds of visits. There's the like move the furniture and dust underneath kind of visit, like clean everything.
Oh,
And
wow.
then there's the they've already seen it and we're good enough friends that they know how I really live. So like second visit, we don't move stuff. We'll tidy up, but we don't like move furniture. And that has stayed with me ever since because I think it's hilarious and it's so true. Like our moms are coming, we
Ooh,
move things,
ooh,
we
yeah.
deep clean and
Deep
disinfect.
clean.
But our
Three
neighbors that we
levels
see
of
all the
deep.
time, yes, our neighbors that we see all the time, we tidy. We still tidy for them. They don't need
Tidy,
to see our trash.
righty tighty,
Tidy up.
righty tighty, lefty loosey,
Let's do
or
this
isn't it
together.
something like that? I forgot.
Yes. So
Hey, so go ahead.
no, I have a complaint, and I feel like this might be a good place to complain.
Call the 1-800 hotline, lady.
I have been fuming over this. Have you seen? Have you seen the new Redfin ad?
No. I haven't.
They are, and you know what? I play well with others. There's lots of real estate agents out there. There's lots of other, other people in the biz. We can all be friends and support each other. There's enough business for everybody. I'm fine with that. But Redfin's latest ad campaign, and the commercial's great, which I think is why it's bothering me so much, because it's a very catchy, funny commercial about the craziness of the market. But they claim that their tagline literally says, like, see it here first. They're claiming that their app gets the new listing before anyone else.
I like to call BS on that. I like to call BS. And if they see it as BS, it's the MLS.
Exactly.
You know, even if your realtor might have, surprise, a couple of listings that haven't even made it to the MLS, for which your realtor could probably show you houses that are really nobody else has seen.
Exactly.
But no, for them it's different, and I don't see how they could do that. But anyway,
I
it
think
is
the
what
only
it is.
way they can get away, I think the way they can get away with it is that maybe some of the other apps that the MLS feeds into only update like a few times a day. They're set up to only update a certain amount of times a day. And apparently the Redfin app is updating every 5 minutes. Well, our clients get notifications immediately. The very moment a listing goes live, boom, they are notified. So I'm just so justice oriented that I'm just so irritated, because the commercial really is, it's a good commercial and it's funny and it's catchy and it's going to get people's attention because it makes it seem like they really have an edge, but it's not true. Anyway.
But it is what it is, Kristin. I mean, at the end of the day, if everybody wanted to buy their groceries or their clothes from Walmart, they're gonna do that. But there's other people that just like to shop Nordstrom, and better value, better service. It is what it is.
You're right.
Don't take it personal. You'll be okay.
My parents always said I should have been a lawyer or a judge.
Judge Judy. I remember watching that show back when I was a booger. So what are we talking about today? Let's bring our listeners up to speed. What are we actually talking about today?
Today we are talking about personality types. Woohoo! But first, we have our community highlight.
That is true. Our community highlight. Have you heard of Nancy Skygarden?
Nancy Skygarden is my favorite. And I want to give a shout out to Brittany and Jose, because without them, I would have never discovered it. And as a vegetarian / vegan in a meat eating world, I just appreciate them so much. Plus, they are the absolute cutest little family ever.
Well, they have several locations now, but the one that we go to, that I want to give a shout out to, you might know her, Kristin Burritt, for showing me this amazing restaurant and just paying it forward. As a person that is not a vegetarian, but just likes to eat and try different types of food.
And healthy. It's very healthy.
It's really healthy. Yeah, you're right. Really, really healthy. So do you want to roll the clip? Do you want me to roll the clip? Do we both want to roll the clip?
3, 2, 1, boom.
Good afternoon, everybody. So today we are highlighting Nancy's Skygarden. And guess who I'm with today? Actually, Nancy, the owner. Nancy, so let's talk about this a little bit, because I'm a huge fan. Kristin is a huge fan. We really love the food here. You have how many locations total?
It's my 5th restaurant.
It's the 5th restaurant.
My first restaurant on different name, Corriente.
Corriente.
We made the name Korea Orient together.
Okay, awesome.
My son is running right now.
Your son is running the show right now in that location? Awesome. So I have to ask, like, the food that you guys serve over here, it's healthy. It's different
Yes.
from most restaurants. What can you tell me as far as like the products that you guys get? Are they from a special location or just your regular HEB?
From regular place like HB, Restaurant Depot, Sound.
So different locations?
I focus on freshness.
Freshness?
Yeah, I think I'm a gardener more than a chef. So
I see when you
I
look
know
around
how
this
to-
place, you have a lot of plants, which is unique, which is awesome. And I personally like the service that you guys offer here because I bring your dog, they're dog friendly. I bring my kid, and you haven't even noticed, but she actually brings out little kind of like test little plates for you to test, to taste. Which is kind of nice. It's something unique that you guys do. I have to ask, what is your favorite dish?
my favorite dish,
Here we go. Pay attention. Take notes.
yeah, from the beginning to after around 20 years doing restaurant, still I'm eating my hummus roll when I feel hungry. I don't know how to eat, then I
So,
eat
so it's called
hummus roll.
hummus roll. Hummus roll.
Hummus roll.
I haven't tried that yet, but I'm gonna try it. Anything that you want to tell our listeners?
The reason I opened a restaurant.
That's a good question.
Actually, I didn't like cooking, so I like to go out to eat. And even though I like to go out eat, not much restaurant, I wanted to go and eat because I wanted to eat something healthy, but I don't like cooking, so I'm looking for some restaurant serve healthy food, but it's hard to find it. So
Gotcha.
and after we do immigrate, I have to do something. So how should I do? So I thought, okay, I was a housewife for quite a long time.
Okay.
So I know something about cooking, even though.
Well,
I'm not
the
a-
food is delicious.
Good
Besides
food,
healthy,
so,
it's delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna open a restaurant for people like me.
Okay.
Love to go out to eat, but looking for healthy food.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, most of the restaurants serve the oily and too much sugar, too much salt.
That's true. That's true.
So I wanted to serve the serve to the people looking for more veggie and less carbs and less oil, less sugar, like that.
We can all use a little bit of that, for sure. We can all use a little bit of that. Nancy, thank you so much for your time. For anybody that wants to come and visit, the location here is, what's the address? 5 locations.
900.
It's 5
Lakeline Mall Drive.
Lakeline Mall Drive. She's got 5 locations. Give her a chance, okay? Nancy, thank you so much. Hey, welcome back.
That was amazing.
That was pretty cool. They have really good food.
Actually, the one thing I did want to say, I want to just point out is that do you remember that time we met there and Alexa was with us and they kept bringing her things to try? I just thought that was like,
Oh yeah. So Alexa's is my machine that I bring with me that I ask her
Stop
any
it.
question.
Stop it.
Alexa's my kid, and they were bringing her like little things to try out, which was great. Yeah,
I just loved that.
they're really nice people. If you guys ever have a chance to go down there and try it out, please call us. Really like to go over there with y'all.
Send us gift cards. It's great.
So
All right.
personalities.
All right. So
What-
I'm very, very excited about this.
Why do you think they're important?
I think understanding that people in general, that in their core, we just process things differently. And I think when you understand that about people, it just helps you interact better, especially in a customer facing, people kind of business, whether you're a teacher or a real estate agent or whatever you do. It helps if even within my family, understanding relationships, it just really helps understand people's motivation and how to approach them, how to handle them.
Yeah.
Gets you off of your own self too.
Yeah. You can kind of see why people get different ideas or just have a different way of thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's made the same. But you're right. I have a platform that I use, and I use it mainly for sales. Whenever I go meet with people, I usually ask this question, right? For our line of business in real estate, I usually ask the person, "Hey, before I head down to your house, do you mind describing it for me?" And sometimes you get the person that's like, "Yeah, so this is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,000 square feet, built in 1998, you know, 2 stories." So you can kind of start telling, okay, this person's more analytical. I know how I'm going to approach him when I actually meet him. And then you have completely opposite, like, "Oh my God, Sherry, this is where I do all my meetings and everybody comes in and we just have a blast.
It's where we
My
raise
husband
our
built
babies.
this deck back in 1982. And oh my God, we did this. Let me tell you about this party. Oh, this was a great party that we did." And so it just opens up like how when I step into that front door, how I'm going to approach that person. And it works for sales. It works great for me. It's called
Right, I'm
DISC.
taking notes. Tell me.
It's called DISC. And I mean, I'll love to do you actually. I kind of have an idea of what personality you are, but I'll ask you a couple of questions here and there
Okay.
and see what comes up. Which one do you like?
I like the Enneagram, which is a big fancy word. It's actually Greek and it means nine-pointed figure. Um, and it's basically that the idea that there are 9 basic personality types that all of human nature kind of falls into. And then you can be like mostly one and a little bit of some other ones. And 9 does feel like a lot, but when you just sort of rattle off their like what they're even called, most of us, even just by the name of them, will go like, I already feel like I might be that one. So I just kind of want to do that. And then, you know, I thought I knew which one you were, and then I had you look, and then you maybe disagreed, and then I was doing the research for this again, and I was like, I don't know. So I'm very excited.
Cool.
See what you think. All right. So you go first. Tell me about the different kinds.
As far as personalities, so with DISC, you have the driver, which is basically the person that likes to be in charge of things.
Okay.
And again, it doesn't need to be. You don't need to be in real estate to use it. It could be any type of sales. It could be just for fun, which is kind of cool. Actually, trying to read people. You know how sometimes you sit in a table and then across the table you're like, I wonder what they're talking about, and then just kind of like play it, roll it out.
We always play a game like first date question mark. That's what we do. We
What is
like
it called?
we play a game called first date when we're bored and we're like at a restaurant, especially because we end up eating because since Aiden works at the Domain, we end up eating at the Domain pretty often. So our favorite thing to do is just sit and people watch and watch, young couples and try and figure out if it's a first date or if they've been together a long time. Try it.
That's
It's
pretty
fun.
cool. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, so driver is a person who's like in charge.
Yeah, they actually on under disc they call it dominance,
Okay.
and then the I for influence, S for steadiness, C for conscientiousness.
All right. Good grief.
That's cautious and skeptical. That's what that one's for.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm any of these.
We will see.
Okay.
We shall see.
So I already have a theory of which of your disc thing. I already feel like I know which one you are. I just don't have a clue which one I am, which is very interesting. Okay. So of the 9, the first one is the reformer. They are principled, idealistic, well organized, orderly, fastidious. Number 2, the helper. Caring, empathetic, sincere, warm-hearted, friendly, generous, self-sacrificing, sometimes to a fault. 3, the achiever. Adaptable, success-oriented, self-assured, attractive, charming, ambitious, competent, energetic, status-conscious, and highly driven. 4, the individualist. Romantic, introspective, self-aware, sensitive, reserved, quiet, moody, self-conscious. I actually think Liam is that one. I just want to say it hit me the other day. Okay, number 5, the investigator. Intense, cerebral, alert, insightful, curious, independent, and innovative. Can be high strung. 6, the loyalist. Committed, security oriented type, reliable, hardworking, responsible, defensive, evasive, can be highly anxious, can be reactive, defiant, and rebellious. I've heard it said that 6s specifically, before they go anywhere, have already thought about every possible bad thing that could happen and figured out how they would deal with it before they go there. Like they're just a planner. They're very security oriented.
Gotcha.
Okay. 7, enthusiast. They are busy, productive type, versatile, optimistic, spontaneous, playful, high-spirited, practical, constantly seek new and exciting experiences. 2 more. Number 8, the challenger. Powerful, dominating, self-confident, strong, assertive, protective, resourceful, proud, domineering, like to control their environment, difficulty allowing themselves to be close to others. Number 9, the peacemaker, easygoing, self-effacing, accepting, trusting, stable, good-natured, kind-hearted.
You're just spelling out Kristin there.
Too willing to go along with others just to keep the peace.
Kristin. We'll see. We'll see. I think you're more of the dominant type, but that's just me. We'll see. Is that it? Is that your?
9. That's 9. Yep.
So let's start with the dominance, the D for us. I'm just gonna say really quick a couple of characteristics about it, which is kind of the same though, in a way, kind of like decisive, tough, strong-willed, competitive, demanding, confident. The I, sociable, talkable, optimistic, energetic, persuasive, inspiring. Which, do you know anybody like that?
I mean, I might.
Let's see. S, calm, steady, careful, patient, trustworthy, and modest. Does the modest hit right here?
Well, I kind of thought you were there until we got to that one.
And then the C, come on, help me out here. The C, personality.
Conscientiousness.
There you go. Thank you. Conscientiousness.
Yes.
Private, precise, logical, careful, formal, and exact.
Ooh.
I know. It's kind of like you have a little bit of each one, right? Sometimes. I feel I'm all of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly
Okay.
do see a little bit of you in all of these. So yours, I feel like, is user-friendly, fast, great for that first meeting and trying to kind of understand.
Right.
And then I feel like mine is more like people you're working with all the time, or the people you live with.
Yeah. So when she sees this, like your spouse,
yes,
you go deep into it.
Exactly.
And that's yours right there. All right, Kristin. So let's start with you.
Okay.
Set of questions, a couple of questions here. In my work environment, it is most important to me, A, to help coworkers and to be in peaceful environment. B, to feel that my coworkers admire me and to be free from rigid rules. Okay. 3, to know exactly what is expected of me and to finish one task before moving to another. Last but not least, to get things done and to see results.
Okay, that's not fair because it's all of them.
It's just, it needs to be like the one that you lean more towards.
Well,
One that
it
you
would be
lean
the
back
first
with.
one. It would be the first one, just trying
To
to be.
help coworkers and to be in a peaceful environment.
Yeah.
Okay. In my work environment, it is least important to me. Give me 1 second. Time out. No. Sorry. Scene. How you can edit more efficiently. In my work environment, it is least important to me, least, to help the coworkers and to be in a peaceful environment. Well, obviously, we know that's not it. To feel that my coworkers admire me and to be free from rigid rules. 3, to know exactly what is expected of me and to finish. Well, it's basically the same thing. Which one's just the least one? Don't make me read them all out.
The one you didn't.
To get things done and to see results.
I mean, I want to. It's funny because when it's just me in my home, I want that sense of accomplishment of like getting one thing done at a time, for sure. But when I'm in a group setting, I know that I end up being a multitasker. So that idea of just like focusing one thing at a time, I just don't think it's possible.
Gotcha. So to get things done and to see results, that's the least one.
Yes.
I need to pick one. You're not helping me here. So pay attention to all the options because which is going to be 2 questions. Which one's most likely and which one is least likely? And we have 12 questions. Okay. When someone offers an opinion or conclusion and I disagree, I am most likely to, and if you're listening, write them down. That way you know what type of personality you are. Tell them that I disagree. Say something with humor. Ask for more information. Nod and say nothing. Most likely.
Say nothing.
That's you? Nod and say nothing?
Yeah, that would be the first thing. The second thing would be to humor.
Okay. No, we're not picking second options here.
Okay.
Least likely of those 4.
I'm least likely to. What was the aggressive one? Whatever the aggressive.
Tell them that I disagree.
Yeah.
Or say something humorous.
No, I would be humorous. I would not come right out. Unless you were like threatening someone I loved.
Okay. So tell them that I disagree.
Right.
That's the least likely. Click to get your results. Or do you want to change the previous answer?
No.
Still within time?
No, that was me. I can see you don't agree, but that's how I feel.
Whatever. I'm just messing with you.
Because it's easy to do.
So you have a blend of inspiring, supportive, and cautious traits. Your inspiring traits are probably a little stronger than your supportive or cautious traits. Some words that describe you are friendly, kind, consciousness, and approachable. You want me to read the whole thing? This is a lot.
So which of the 4 is it then?
No shit. Let me see. I think I need to print it out.
I think it sounds like maybe I don't know.
You have a little bit of each. So you have a little bit of I, which is inspiring. You have a little bit of S, which is supportive. And you have a little bit of C, which is cautiousness. Where do you actually fall under? Well, guess what, Kristin? You need to purchase the entire assessment. And that's an easy fee of $39.99.
After all that, what do you think you fall under?
The world may never know, Kristin. I can be adaptable.
Well, you are adaptable, but I think you are a little bit of a driver and a little bit of the cautious, private, precise.
It says that you actually are more of an I, inspiring.
Okay, I like that. I'll take that.
But you still have traits of the supportive and the cautious.
Okay.
So, but overall, you're an I.
It really does brings to question, like, I think when I think about childhood, Kristen, I feel like I was such a driver. Like, I was just such a boss. Do you know what I mean? I just bossed everybody around, like, not in a good way. Like, I just was so controlling.
Do you think people can change? Do you think their personalities can change? Because some people are stuck with, dude, this is who you are, no matter how hard you try, and in a positive way, right? Because you're inspiring. So you're just an inspiring person, and it's like built. It's in your DNA. DNA real estate team. We're not trying to sponsor anything here, but I'm just telling you now, DNA real estate team. We're realtors.
What?
Um, yeah. So it's kind of like on your DNA. You just runs in your blood.
I think that you just hit on it, and that is that um, I think as we get older, I think it's almost like evolution, right? I think we become adaptable. So I think you're capable of adapting to what is needed in a situation. I mean, for sure, when it came to changing careers like I did in the last few years, I've done a lot of different things, and it made me more adaptable and more understanding how a team functions, even if maybe not everything was my favorite thing or what I was best at. Like, sometimes I just think your answer might be different too when you're a teenager and when you're 50. Like, I just think it might be different. But I do like that. I like that result. I feel like that's pretty accurate. I want to go back before I reveal on the Enneagram, before I reveal which one I'm certain that I am after reading upon it very, very clearly. Um, I want to say that, like, I really struggled trying to pinpoint you when I was first trying to kind of figure us out in our work relationship a little bit, because I definitely felt like there was an aspect of number 3, the achiever, which is like adaptable, because you just said you're adaptable,
Right.
success oriented, self assured, charming, ambitious, competent, highly driven. That I was like, oh, that's David.
I'm a
Then
fragile person. Okay. I'm really fragile.
But then I saw like 7, enthusiast, busy, productive, versatile, optimistic, spontaneous, high spirited, practical. There's a little bit of that there. And then number 8, the challenger, powerful, dominating, self confident, strong, resourceful, proud, protective, likes to control their environment, difficulty allowing themselves to be close to others. And I was like, oof. So I'm
Solid.
really torn between whether I think in your core you're a 3, the achiever, or an 8, the challenger. But I think you have an opinion. Though that's my prediction. I think you're either an achiever or a challenger. So a 3 or an 8.
I guess
Drum roll.
but I took the test though, right?
No,
It's hard
it
because
said you were an 8. You came back as an 8,
I came back as an 8. Okay.
which is the challenger, which is funny because I think even looking, okay, so we first talked about this like probably a year ago. And so at the time, my experience with you up until that point, it
was
made
that
sense.
I was a nice guy?
Was that, well, no, I just think that I think you it made
Different.
sense to me that you were the achiever. That's what because you were also hiring me to come onto a team to achieve new things. Like it was a literal thing, right?
Right.
But as I've gotten to know you better, I look at 8 and I think, yeah, I think you are definitely the challenger. The challenger has like all of the good qualities, I think, of the achiever, but it has sort of a layer of like armor, I feel like the challenger is always like, come on, but also super protective of,
Yeah.
of their own. And I
Yeah.
think that's what I've seen.
And it
So
comes from the culture as well. Well, not everybody, right? But the biggest percentage of the culture in the Latino community is protect your family, protect siblings, protect wife, sister, and don't let just anybody come in. Plus, if you add a little bit of what has happened in your life and people that have done you wrong, you kind of get that little, hey, this is my path, and nobody's standing next to me, and if there's an obstacle, you jump it. And man, just don't let anybody in, I guess. And that's it's tough. It's tough because when you're doing business, and especially if you're in sales, sometimes you need to open up.
Yeah, you it's the well, it's like give and take. If you want your clients to feel safe and like they can open up, then you have to give a little bit too, you know.
Yeah.
And the same was true with teaching. Um, now I know I've taken the test a bunch of times, and there are free tests out there, and of course the paid versions. Um, I know that I'm a two. I'm the helper. But what I want to say is the very first time I got a result saying that I was a two, I didn't love it because the negative side, the dark side of a two is that we help as a way to manipulate people. Like in our brains, we keep a record of, well, I'm doing all this for you
What are you
so
doing for
that
me?
surely if I'm ever in need, you'll turn around and help me.
Yeah.
So there is a selfish component to it
Yeah.
that I don't like at all. But I had to sort of look it in the, look myself in the face really and say, yeah, I guess there's a little bit of that. Like, am I being overly nice sometimes
I
just because I so desperately want to be loved in return? So
yeah.
it's like I think if you think about investing into a bank account, like I'm investing, I'm going to keep investing until I'm literally making myself sick. I'm investing so much, just hoping that if I'm ever in a spot, you'll remember that and be there for
Help
me.
me.
I think it's really more of a fear of just being abandoned and alone. I think that's a little bit a part
And
of
I,
it.
and you're not alone. Well, number one, let me start by saying nobody's perfect, right? Everybody's gonna have their positives and their negatives. Um, but number two, I also feel that way sometimes in terms of, dude, I'm giving it all. I'm giving it my 100% over here. It used to be actually that way. And then talking to my wife, she was the one that told me that, listen, if you're doing this because you want to, because it's all and you shouldn't be expecting anything back.
Right.
And that's really the way it should be done. And that's how life has been ever since I was taught that lesson. And sometimes I go back a little bit, but then I try to correct myself and think of those words of wisdom. Hey, if you're doing it, don't expect anything back. And the funny thing is that when you do it that way, if you do something good for somebody, it's just good things come back to you without even having to ask for them. It's just automatic, which is cool, which is amazing, to be honest.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, this was great. This was awesome. What before we finish the show, I would like to tell listeners, what do we have cooking for next week?
Topic for next week is going to be healthy lifestyle. We are going to talk about like eating, sleeping, exercise, movement, like options that maybe are shown to have you feel your best for the longest amount of time.
Growing up to be 100.
Right. Doesn't mean
Cool.
we do them all, but it's nice to at least know what they are.
I don't even know if I want to live to be 100.
I know. I know. All right. Well,
All right, cool. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Have a great weekend.